What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fanatic's Eye. We got an interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about Tommy DeVito or Daniel Jones. At the start of this season, the New York Giants were hot trash, okay? That's really the only way of putting it. They started the season 2-7, averaging 11 points, 291 yards, and 24 opposing points per game. With Tommy DeVito, the Giants are 3-1, averaging 21 points, 290 yards, and 24 opposing points per game. Now, these numbers make the difference seem like there's not really much of one between the old Giants offense and the new Tommy DeVito-led Giants offense. But if we just look at the Daniel Jones-led Giants, in the first 5 games of the season, those are the games he played, so the first 5 games, the Giants were 1-4, averaging 12 points, 269 yards, and 31 opposing points per game. Now, I know opposing points isn't really a statistic that you should use when you're comparing quarterbacks, but trust me, and I'll tell you why, but there is a reason that I'm using that particular statistic. When you look at just Tommy DeVito's offense and just Daniel Jones's offense, the difference is much bigger. DeVito, 3-1. Jones, 1-4. DeVito, 290 yards per game. Jones, 269 yards per game. DeVito, minus 12-point differential with a winning record. Jones, minus 95-point differential with a losing record. DeVito, 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Jones, 2 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Not only do the stats say that Tommy DeVito in this Giants offense is just better than Daniel Jones, but the team is visibly rallying around this young quarterback. They're running the ball more effectively. Their wide receivers are making plays for their quarterback. Their offensive line is actually blocking pass rushers. And their defense has somewhat come alive with the exception of the Cowboys game, which was DeVito's first full game this season. The team believes in this kid. Just look at what they had to say in the locker room after the Packers win.
Whatever it is, whatever people like to call it, man, it's fun. It's fun to be a part of. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of his team. I'm still waiting for my little vodka sandwich that he got or whatever. But it's just amazing to be a part of, man. Seeing his growth, seeing his composure for a free agent rookie.
I think 3 of those were just reading the defense, taking what they give you, snapping, keep going. That's rare for a rookie quarterback, but with the confidence and swagger he plays with, you could feel it through the stadium, you could feel it on the sideline.
And now not only do the players and Tommy DeVito's teammates believe in him, the coach Brian Daboll believes in him. Listen to what he said in the press conference about Tommy DeVito's composure.
Conversation with Tommy, on the last drive, trying to keep his composure and stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. He keeps his composure. There was really nothing. Here's a couple plays we like. Go out there and rip that. Pretty simple.
You listen to that and tell me they don't believe in Mr. Tommy Cutlet. I know I believe in him. He has taken a rancid 2-7 team with a bottom 5 offense in the NFL and has won 3 of his last 4 games. And not only that, but people are considering this team to possibly make the playoffs. They started their season 2-7, and people are talking about playoffs. That's wild. But when you think about it, it's not even that crazy to say. There are 6 and 7 teams in the NFC, and only one of them is a shoo-in. That being whoever comes out on top of the NFC South. The Giants are only a single game behind every other team that is considered in the hunt in the NFC. This is what will happen in the NFC, in the playoff picture, if the Giants can beat the Saints this week, okay? So stick with me now. The Giants will go to 6-8. They'll have the same record as New Orleans. They'll have a 6-8 record, tied with New Orleans. Green Bay and Tampa Bay both have a 6-7 record, and they play each other. So one of them is guaranteed to lose. So you've already got 2 teams that have fallen to a 6-8 record and have the same record as you. Then the Falcons play the Panthers. They'll probably win that game, so they'll go to 7-7. The Rams play the Commanders. They'll probably win that game too, so they'll probably go to 7-7. And the final 6-7 team being the Seattle Seahawks, who play the Eagles. And I'd bet money that the Eagles win that game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an absolute blowout. The Eagles are coming off 2 devastating losses in a row against the Cowboys and the 49ers. They need this win. Okay, I know they'll still have a 10-4 record even if they don't, but they'll lose possibly any hope of getting home field advantage and the number 1 seed. So now you've got 3 teams that have fallen to 6-8 and have the same record as you, and you're only 1 game behind the other 2 teams that are considered in the hunt, them being the Rams, because they'll probably beat the Commanders, and the Packers, because they'll probably beat the Buccaneers. And then the other team, technically, the Falcons wouldn't be considered in the hunt. They'd be considered just in the wild card because they're on top of their division and they have a better record than all of the other teams in their division. Because, for instance, right now, 3 teams in the NFC South all have the same record. The Falcons, Buccaneers, and Saints all have a 6-7 record. So they've all got the same. But the Buccaneers right now are in the top of their division because they have more division wins. But if they lose and the Saints lose and the Falcons win, they'll have a better record than everyone else, and they'll be in the top of their division. So technically, they won't be considered in the hunt anymore. They'll just be in the playoffs. If the regular season were to end after this week, they'd just be in the playoffs. So this Tommy DeVito-led team could seriously have a chance to make the playoffs. They started 2-7, and if they make the playoffs, it's over for Daniel Jones. Mark my words, if they make the playoffs, Daniel Jones will not be the starting quarterback next season. Even if they don't. Even if DeVito wins just 2 of his next 4 games. If he can win 2 of his next 4 games, and during the offseason he can show Brian Daboll that he is a better leader for this team, Daboll will have no problem putting Daniel Jones in the backseat. Okay? If I'm Brian Daboll, there is no way, absolutely no way, I'm just going to hand the reins back over to Daniel Jones just because I'm paying him $40 million a year. No chance I'm doing that. If Tommy DeVito, in his first games as a quarterback with really a non-existent offense, I mean, who are your receivers? Darren Waller hasn't showed up this season. You don't have a very good offensive line. Your defense is kind of crap. But if he wins 5 games and he throws 11 touchdowns and 4 or 5 interceptions, and Daniel Jones in 5 games went 1-4 and threw for just 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, I'm sorry, that is clearly Tommy DeVito's job if that is what happens. If I'm Brian Daboll, I don't even care about the offseason. What happens here in the season during games, if he goes 5-3 with 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, it's DeVito's job if I'm Brian Daboll. Now, Brian Daboll's obviously smarter than me, so will also look at the offseason and see what's going on then. But, like I say, if Tommy DeVito wins 5 games and has all better everything, statistically speaking, than Daniel Jones, and he looks better, and the team likes him better, and the team rallies around him, including the defense. Now, this is why I brought up opposing points per game, because that defense believes in Tommy DeVito. They believe, okay? If your defense believes in your quarterback, they will play better. That's just, I have seen it time and time again. Your defense plays better when they believe in the offense, and mostly when they believe in your quarterback. If they can go out on that field and trust that even if we don't get a stop, our offense can drive down the field and score and put us in a position where we're not playing behind the whole time, they will play better. That's how team sports work. So come next season, that job is 100% up for grabs. I'm not handing the reins over to Daniel Jones. I'm saying, look, Tommy DeVito outplayed you last season, and the team rallies around him. So if that's our leader, if that's the guy that's gonna make stuff happen, that's the guy. So that's all I got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next video. Peace out.